In the last video, we studied simple present tense passive. So today, in this video, we are going to study simple past tense passive. Of course, there is simple future passive sentences as well. For example, let's quickly summarize it. Football is played almost all over the world. This is a general rule, the general acceptance. Or it's a fact that it's a reality that people play football all over the world is active. It's a fact that football is played all over the world. Now, past tense, for example, football was played yesterday. Okay? Football was played yesterday by the children in our neighborhood. Okay. Or active voice, again, simple past tense. Children played football yesterday, active sentence. Now, passive sentence, football was played in our neighborhood yesterday by the children in our neighborhood. So what about the future? Football will be played, okay? Football will be played tomorrow. Football will be played tomorrow by the parents. Or the parents in our neighborhood play football tomorrow. Active, simple present tense. Okay. So we have been studying non-continuous, okay? Non-continuous, present, past, and future passive voice sentences. Then after this video, we will start studying continuous form of them. And in the last video, we will study the perfect form. Perfect, as you know, actives, we have learned perfect sentences, and we will study passive perfect sentences as well as past, present, future. And continuous, after this video, we will study present continuous, past continuous, and future continuous sentences. Now, let's focus our attention on the simple past tense. Yes. Simple past tense, passive voice sentences. Okay. Hello again and welcome back. Yeah, as I said, today, in today's lesson, we are going to concentrate on the simple past tense, passive voice sentences. Yes. And let's remember the secret of the or the crux of the passive voice. Okay. The verb is always to be. We cannot we cannot imagine passive voice without to be, which is am, is, are, was, were, been, be. Yes, and this sometimes am, is, are, was, were is auxiliary. We use it as an auxiliary verb, but as you know, the main action verb is always verb 3. This is the secret about passive voice. The main verb is always verb 3. It is fixed. It doesn't change. All the changes happen on am, is, are, was, were, been, be. Okay? On, to be. Okay, after this short explanation, let's go on. Acquiring English. Okay, trip 8, yes. Roman number 2, the simple past tense passive voice. Because we have already studied in the previous video the simple present tense passive voice. Now it's time to study the simple past tense passive voice. Of course, this is non-continuous. Okay, for example, You know this as if it is your native language. We followed this method last year. It's an active voice. Dialogue 1. This method was followed last year. Okay? Was is important. Here, followed is word 3, and it is always word 3 in all past, present, future, continuous, perfect, modal sentences. Okay? Passive sentence. It is always word 3. The change happens only on here. Sometimes it becomes was, sometimes it becomes is, sometimes it becomes were, okay, or be, will be, can be, etc., etc. Okay, this method was followed last year. Which book was used last year? That thick book was used last year, or a useful book was used last year. Okay. Dialogue 2. It says, the image says smart industry. Okay. French and Italian cars were introduced in Turkey 10 years ago. When were the Japanese cars introduced in Turkey? They were introduced. They were introduced in Turkey 3 years ago. Okay. Yes, let's focus on active voice and passive voice. Once more, active voice, dialogue 3. Vincent van Gogh painted the sunflowers painting. Who painted Mona Lisa? Who? As an active. Leonardo da Vinci painted Mona Lisa. Or short answer, Leonardo da Vinci did. Who painted? Leonardo da Vinci painted Mona Lisa. Now, what about passive voice? Dialogue 4. The sunflowers, the object becomes the subject here, okay? The sunflowers picture was painted by Vincent van Gogh. Okay. By whom or by who was Mona Lisa painted? Was Mona Lisa painted? Mona Lisa was, okay? Mona Lisa was painted by Leonardo da Vinci. Now, active simple past tense, okay? 5. Tony Gilroy directed The Devil's Advocate. Who directed Matrix? Yes, Tony Gilroy again did. Or Tony Gilroy directed Matrix as well. Let's go on to the passive form of this active dialogue, okay? Passive voice. The devil's advocate. So the object becomes a subject here. The devil's advocate was directed by Tony Gilroy. Whom was Matrix directed by? Yes, Matrix was directed by Tony Gilroy as well. For example, bear, born, born. Yeah, we use it as a verb to be born, to be born. I was born in 1990 in Wayne, New Jersey. Where were you born? Yeah, I was born in Philadelphia. I was born in Paris. I was born in London. I was born in Tokyo, etc., etc. Where were you born? I was born in Kayseri. Okay, dialogue 8. I was always told. Yes, sometimes we also use adverbs of frequency. I was told is the main verb here. Told, tell, told. I was always told not to believe everything I read. What were you told when you were a child? I was told to read a lot. I was told not to criticize the other people. Okay? I was told to reason, to question what I see for the first time. And I was told to compare the things. I was told to analyze and to compose, to synthesize. Okay. I was always told to analyze everything I read. What we do analyzing by separating things from each other, but we compose everything or something by bringing together the pieces, parts, or minutes to understand the whole. So let's summarize it. We analyze to understand the pieces, parts, or minutes of something, okay? But we compose to consider, to think about the whole, okay? Yes, analyzing, comparing, and composing shapes. These are must be, they might be the ways of our brain, okay, the ways of understanding something. Okay, yes. Let's turn back from vocabulary study to English acquiring study. So when I was a child, okay, when I was a child, I was always told not to speak loudly. I was always told by my parents and grandparents, by my neighbors. I was always told, and they told me, they always told me, active voice. They always told me active, but I was always told not to speak loudly. Or you can finish it. I was always told to be quiet and to have positive view. I was always told not to fight at school. I was always told not to be kind to the other people. Yes, you will complete it one by one, and I advise you to make complete long sentences. Okay? Yes, what about this page? Let's read the gift first. And you know what they say. Rome wasn't built in a day. Rome wasn't built in a day. Let's read this image. Rome wasn't built in a day, but they were laying bricks every hour. You don't have to build everything you want today. Just lay a brick. Yes, just start. Just take a step. Okay. Good things take time. It is said that this is very famous and very practical. Instead of saying they say that, I think this is more common. It is said that Rome wasn't built in one day. Here they say that the give used they say. Yeah, they say that Rome wasn't built in a day, but this is more common. It is said that by the people, by the experts, by the historians. Okay, it is said that Rome wasn't built in one day. They worked for days with determination and diligence and resistance and resilience. Okay. Now, dialogue 9. The first writing system, think about the first writing system, in the world, in our planet. The first writing system was invented in 3000 before Christ. It went from right to left. Who started to write from left to right around the 5th century BC? This is active question, so let's give an active answer. The Greeks, okay, who started? The Greeks started to write from left to right around the 5th century BC. Okay. Dialogue 10. A. The first narrative film. The first narrative film was made in 1903. Okay. When was the first Mickey Mouse cartoon made? So our subject is this. Now, the first Mickey Mouse cartoon was made in 1928. The Great Train Robbery. This is the name. Yes, as you see, the Great Train Robbery. The Great Train Robbery, the first narrative film, was made in 1903. Yeah. How many years ago? 100 years ago. 120 years ago. Yes. This is 2023. Okay. Now dialogue 11. The first full-length three-dimensional 3D feature film was produced in 1953. When was the first IMAX 3D film produced? When was it produced? It was produced in 1985. 12. The first advanced computer technology film was filmed, was made, was shot, also possible, in 1991. When was the first computer animated feature film filmed? It was filmed. What is it here? The first computer animated feature film was filmed in 1995. 13A. Tom Sawyer was written by Mark Twain. Whom was Farewell to Arms written by? Farewell to Arms was written by Ernest Hemingway. It was written by Ernest Hemingway. Now, 14, a web page designer designs pages for a website. Whom was your school site designed by? Whom was it designed by? It was designed by Mr. John Green. Or our school site designed by Mr. John Green. Okay. Dialogue 15. Yes, in simple past tense, Coke was drunk at the party last night. Okay. Well, in general, it's a tradition. It is normal that Coke is drunk at the parties. Okay, this is simple present tense. For example, what will be drunk at the meeting tomorrow? Again, Coke will be drunk. But let's again turn back to our simple past passive. Coke was drunk at the party last night. What was eaten at the party last night? Fish and chips was eaten at the party last night with Coke. Okay. To catch is active. To be caught is passive. 18. The quails were hidden. What else was hidden? The antelope was hidden. The tiger was hidden. Why were they hidden? They were hidden to protect themselves from the predators. The fox was hidden. Why was the fox hidden, for example? The fox was hidden to catch the chicken. Why was the chicken hidden? The chicken was hidden not to be caught by the fox. Yes, all the sheep, a deer, partridges, wolf, hunter, predator, prey. Yes, all the preys are hidden and all the predators are hidden for a purpose. Okay. In general, as a fact, but last Sunday, all the predators were hidden to hunt, to catch the prey and all the praise were hidden to be protected or not to be caught by the predators. Okay, these are also useful and practical expressions. For example, you can say 100% true. Hide yourself, or in short, in a more practical way, get hidden. Or you can say start, for example. Let's start, okay? But instead of saying let's start, we can say let's get started. Or start, get started, please. Okay. Motivate yourself. Okay. Motivate yourself. So it is also possible to say get motivated. Please get motivated. Please motivate yourself to acquire English. 17. The old man was hit. Hit. Okay. The old man was hit on his shoulder with a stick by a young man. A rude behavior. How was the young man injured? The young man was injured badly. Okay. Magic wand, magic stick. Okay. Now, A, your mother, I think, says this. A is mother, B is child. Okay, student. A, your failure shocked me. Active voice. Okay. Passive voice, the mother can also say in this way, I was shocked, okay? Your failure shocked me. I was shocked by your failure. What does the student say? What does his kid say? My failure shocked me too. I was shocked too. If I was shocked too, this is very useful. I think we should screenshot it because for I was amused, I was annoyed, I was bothered, I was excited. What excited you? Active. What excited you? The football match excited me. So I was excited. The match was exciting, okay, uh, towards the outside external world, but towards inside, I was excited. I was excited uh, by the football match. So I was shocked by my kid, for example. The mother was shocked by his kid because or by the situation of his kid, of his child, because the situation was shocking. Okay, the position was shocking. Okay. Now, question with who? Who gave you this right? Active. Who gave you? Okay, who gave you this right? Passive. Who were you given this right by? Passive. Or who was this right given to you by? Or by who? By who was this right given to you? Okay. Now, Necati Şaşmaz is a famous Turkish actor. Necati Şaşmaz played the lead role in Kurtlar Vadisi or in the Valley of the Wolves. Okay, active. Who directed it? As far as I know, initially at the beginning, Osman Sınav directed it. But then after the initial parts, there were one or two more, three more directors as well. Okay. I think one of them, Shentu. Okay, anyway, no, I can't remember them. Okay. Okay, now let's focus on the passive form of this message, of this meaning. in this page, on this page. The lead role, okay, the lead role was played by Necati Şaşmaz in Kurtlar Vadisi. Who was it directed by? It was directed by Osman Sınav initially. Yes, okay. Yes, for example, Necati Şaşmaz acted or played the main character as Polat Alemdar. Okay. The story character name was Polat Alemdar. Okay. Who posted the letter? Active. Who posted the letter? Osman posted the letter. Osman did. Who was the letter posted by? It was posted by Osman. The letter was posted by Osman. Okay, short answer. Who was the letter posted by? By Osman. Is enough. But who posted the letter? Osman did. 100% true form is like this. Who was the letter posted by? By Osman is enough. Okay. Now, who composed the Turkish independence anthem? Of course, Mehmet Akif Ersoy wrote the Turkish independence anthem, but who composed the Turkish independence anthem? Mehmet Zeki Üngör. Zeki Üngör composed the Turkish independence anthem. Who was the Turkish independence anthem composed by? The Turkish independence anthem composed by Zeki Üngör. Okay, 18, the canal in Venice. Yes, the canal was drained over a year ago, was emptied, was drained over a year ago, maybe by a drainage system. When was the opera house destroyed? I don't know when the opera house was destroyed. It's also possible. If we don't know, we can say we don't know. I don't know when the opera house was, okay, destroyed. When was the opera house destroyed? Question. I don't know when the opera house was destroyed is full stop, is a sentence. Okay, now let's focus on, let's concentrate on propositions with, by, on, it. Yes. What is the importance of them? Why are they important? Let's see why they are important. Okay. For example, the mugger was sit on his shoulder. Okay. The mugger was hit on his shoulder with a stick by a young man. Yeah, really interesting. So you can say the mugger was hit by a young man is enough, but the mugger was hit on his shoulder with a stick by a young man. Okay, the second point, the mugger was also injured. How? By a falling piece of wood. So a piece of wood fell on his head or on him, and he was injured. He was also hurt. The mugger was also injured by a falling piece of wood. The next one, the project must be written in ink. Okay, must be written in ink. Model perfect. We will study this comprehensively in detail after this video. The future and model passive sentences. The project must be written. Okay, again, not is written, not was written, okay, but must be written, must be written in ink. The branches were chopped. The branches were chopped with an axe by the old man, the chopper. Nick the Chopper. Yes, there was a song by Turkish pop singer Barış Manço. Nick the Chopper. Okay. Okay, who was injured? Who was injured by a hailstorm? Who was injured by a hailstorm while she was making news under the falling hailstones? A journalist was. Full stop is also possible. Who was injured, but in a complete sentence like this, a journalist was injured by a hailstone while she was making news under the falling hailstones, not under the falling rain, not under the falling snow, but under the falling hailstones. Okay. Now, active and passive infinitive, this is also important, but we will go on studying this form of passives in the advanced level, at the beginning of advanced level as well. Yes, I really want you to pay attention to this topic. It is really practical. Okay. For example, you know that we want to do something, we hope to do something, we refuse to do something, we promise to do something, we know to do something or how to do something, we deserve to do something, to be something, to have something. Yes. Active, you know this, you are very familiar to this structure. Active voice for it. I want to help them. Okay? I want to help them. Active. This is so simple for you. If you have, of course, if you have studied all the topics up to now. Okay. What do you want to do? Active question. What do you want to do? I want to repair. I want to fix. Okay. I want to fix their refrigerator, for example. Okay. 20A. Now, this is new for us. A says, I want to be helped here. Okay, I want to be helped. What do you want to be helped done? I want, what do you want to be done? Sorry, what do you want to be done? I want to be asked questions. As a teacher, I want to be asked. Okay, I want to be asked questions. Okay, if you help others, you are helped. Yes, it's about the previous simple present tense, passive, but it is really meaningful. Thought provoking. Thought provoking. Yes, provoking. If you help others active, you are helped passive. A beautiful summary and a beautiful model sentence, an example sentence. Yes. Okay, 21 active in past. What about this? This is in present. I want to help them. Present. Okay. This is I wanted to understand you. Simple past. Active. I wanted to understand you. That's why I asked you the questions. I wanted to understand you. What did you want to do? I wanted to explain. Okay. I wanted to explain the second problem, not the first problem. I wanted to explain the second problem, active sentence. Let's take a look at the passive one. Of course, this happened in the past. Both 21 and 22 happened in the past, as you see. Hey, yesterday, I wanted to be understood by you. What did you want to be done? What did you want to be done? I wanted, I have no sentence answer in my mind, but let's start. What did you want to be done? I wanted to be, I wanted to be given some evidence. Yes, I wanted to be given some evidence, some clues. Okay. Active and passive gerund. Yes, this is also important. Okay, active and passive gerund now. Let's focus on gerund, you know them. Enjoy doing something, imagine doing something, resist doing something, advise doing something, suggest doing something, consider doing something. Do you consider going shopping, for example? Do you consider going shopping today? Yes. Now let's turn back to our business. 23 is active. A. I enjoy. This is my habit. I always do this. Okay. Simple present tense. It's the fact that it's my habit that. It's my habit that I enjoy telling short stories. Okay. I enjoy telling short stories. What do you enjoy doing? What do you enjoy doing? I enjoy writing short poems. I enjoy writing short poems. Is it okay? There shouldn't be any problem. Yes, this is active. Now, this is new for us. This is new for us. 24A. I enjoy being told short stories. Okay. I enjoy being told short stories. What do you enjoy being done? So I enjoy being recited. I enjoy being recited short poems. Yes. Now the next is this. There is also the third one, as which is as important as the first and the second, infinitive and gerund. So this is the plain, active and passive with base form, not infinitive, not gerund. Okay, with the base form of the verb. For example, active, I would rather. I would rather give. Okay, give is the base for. It is not to give, not giving, not gave, not given. Okay, the base form, the plain form of the verb. I would rather give. I would rather give. I prefer to give. Okay. I would rather give a hand now. I would rather give a hand now. What would you rather do? I would rather, I would rather buy a basket of apples. I would rather buy a basket of apples. What would you rather do? Yes, active. Now, let's increase our attention on attention to 26A. I would rather, or there is a beautiful saying, let's shed our attention on this dialogue about passive structure. Okay. Let's shed light on it to understand it. Okay. Okay. 26A. I would rather, now, I would rather be, okay? Not is, are, was, were, not to be, not being, but I would rather be. I would rather be. Given a hand now. What would rather be done now? I would rather be recited, short poems now. Okay, I would rather be recited, be read, read, be read short poems now. Okay. If we have time, we can compare them. This dialogue, for example, instead of would rather, for example, I want to give. I enjoy giving, but I would rather give. Okay, this is the English says that it is like this. Grammar says that it must be like this. Okay, but I would rather be given, but I want to be given. I enjoy being given. Yes, it's a short and useful summary, I hope. Okay, of course, we will study them even at the beginning of advanced level harmony 3. Now, quiz tour 6 of harmony 2 and trip 8. Please choose the correct alternative. Question 1. We reached Paris late because we blank by fog. Delay, no, it happened in the past because we reached Paris late because we blank by fog. Delay is active. Okay. Have delayed, no, it has a connection with present. Were delayed, yeah, this is true. We were delayed by fog. Okay, we were blocked. We were stopped. We were delayed by fog. 2. When was the crime blanked by the police? do you recognize that how much we need the passive voice, the usage of passive voice, because sometimes we don't, and I think always we don't know the doer, the agent, the performer of a lot of actions and events. For example, who committed the crime? A crime was committed. Okay. For example, the car was broken into. Okay, so we don't know the doer, and we read, we see, and we need to speak sentences like this in passive. Okay, when was the crime blank by the police? When was the crime blank by the police? So, was the crime, of course, discovered? B, a regular verb, discover, discovered, discovered. Okay. When was the crime discovered by the police? I blank not to believe everything. I blank not to believe everything I read by my parents when I was a child. So I I was telling no, not active continuous. Okay, yeah, but what is the correct one? So I was told, tell, told. Yes, the third form. Okay. I was told not to believe. Okay. For what do you want to be? What do you want to be done? What do you want to be told? What do you want to be asked? Okay. I enjoy being now. Okay. I enjoy being told. Yes, I enjoy being told short stories. Okay, this is the key. Yes. Okay, employ is a useful verb. Yes, pay someone to work for you. Hire as a worker. Occupy, provide work for. This is a nice explanation. Provide somebody for work. Provide for work. Employ. Be employed, passive. Yes. Ahmet employed Mehmet. Mehmet was employed by Ahmet. Yes. Be unemployed. Yes. Osman is unemployed. Nobody employed Osman. Employed somebody. Ahmet employed Mehmet as a designer. Okay. Mehmet was employed by Ahmet as a designer. Okay. Employer is the person, boss. Manager, person in charge, person in control. Employee, worker, laborer, three are the same, okay? Employee, worker, laborer, a person employed for wages or salary. Promote is also a useful verb, give someone a better, more responsible job in a company. The opposite of is demote. Fire means, unfortunately, it is always used, almost always used by from for someone to leave their job. Yes, sack from is also possible. Yes. Okay. Let's find another name. Marco fired Joseph. Joseph was fired by Marco. So Joseph gets fired. Joseph is fired. Now, Joseph is unemployed. Okay. Jack was unemployed to coordinate the days of the excursions. Okay, to organize. Jack was employed to coordinate the days of the excursions. Who was employed? Who was employed to organize the daily speech programs. Mesut Bey was employed to organize the daily speech programs. Arif Bey was promoted as he had been very active. As here means because, since, because he had been very active. Why was Selim Bey promoted? Selim Bey promoted as he prepared a lot of useful presentations. Okay. Or because he had designed a lot of useful presentations. Oh, here is a comic cartoon. Yes, self-employed Murat dismissed himself from his job. Dismissed himself means fired himself from his job by saying to himself, "You are fired." Yes. A. Mesut Bey was fired from his job due to having done something wrong, due to, owing to, because of. Yes, we will study them. Yes, I think, there is a full presentation about them, both in short forms and long form, due to the fact that, for example, because of the fact that, owing to the fact that, yes, these are really useful expressions. Yes, let me start reading from the beginning. Mesut Bey was fired from his job due to having done something wrong. Why was Dursun Bey fired from his job? He was fired from his job due to being, due to always being late. Okay, describe. Yes, this is also practical. As an active verb, if you describe, if you define, if you depict, if you portray a person, object, event, or situation, you say what they are like or what happened. Yes. Yes, it is real. Do you recognize the usefulness of it? This describe also means define, depict, portray, even picture some. Okay. Okay. Be described passive. Passive verb if a person, object, event, or situation is described, is defined, is depicted, is portrayed by you, what they are like, or what happened is said by you. Yes. They are like, or what happened is said by you. Not or, I think, yes. We take them as, we take them like, you, what you said, what is said by you, what they are like. For you, let me read from the beginning. If a person, object, or event is described by you, what they are like is, yes, what they are like is, what happened is said by you. Yes, this is true. What happened, what is said by you is enough. Yes, what is, they are, what they are like is what is said by you. Okay. Yes, this must be the true form. They are like what is said. They are like, so let me clean this one. They are like what is said by you. They are like what is said by you. If you describe, yes. Okay, all right. Let's go on. Now, describe somebody, something as something, or be described as somebody, be described as something. Okay. Ahmed's success can be described as the courage to explore new things. whose success can be described as a commitment to family. Meral's success can be described as a commitment to family. Okay. What does the image says? All our dreams can come true if we have the courage to pursue them, to pursue our dreams. Yes. To go after our dreams, to do something for our dreams. Again, be described as. We can describe Sir John's success as a commitment to family, whose regrets can be described as a missed opportunity. Neriman's regrets can be described as a missed opportunity. This again, yes. Eren's regrets can be described as a missed opportunity, whose regrets were described as losing oneself to achieve something. Bahadur's regrets were described as losing oneself to achieve success, to attain success, to succeed success, I think. Okay, to attain success. Okay. To describe versus to be described again. They described Yakup's regrets as being short-sighted, whose problem was described as a financial problem. Roger's problem was described as a financial problem. Talat's regrets were described as losing oneself to achieve success. Whose regrets did they describe? Now, active this time. The first sentence is passive, but question is in active form. Whose regrets did they describe as being short-sighted? They described Yasin's regrets as being short-sighted. To bring up, yes, is a magical, beautiful, interesting expression. Bring up, to raise versus to be brought up. Passive, of course, as passive. To raise versus to be raised. To raise is active, to be raised, passive. Nilgün was brought up in the countryside, okay? Passive voice. Nilgün was brought up in the countryside. Where was Nermin brought up? Nermin was brought up in a city. Nermin was brought up in a city. Now, versus means compared with or as opposed to. Okay. Rural, urban, suburban. Yes. Where was Nermin brought up? Nermin was brought up in an urban area or in a suburban area, or in a city in the far ends of the city, in the suburban. Okay. Area, in the suburban area, in the urban area. Okay. To interview versus to be interviewed. This is also a really important verb to understand or to acquire active and passive situations. To interview versus to be interviewed. Interview means any face-to-face meeting, especially of an official nature. Serdar interviewed Halit. So Serdar is the interviewer, but Halit is the interviewee. Interviewee. Yes. Serdar is the interviewer, doer of the action. Serdar interviewed Halit. Halit was interviewed by Serdar for being a technician. What kind of job was Nahid interviewed for? Nahid was interviewed for being a problem solver. or being a mentor. Okay. Okay. Call something off. Call something off as a phrasal verb. Decide that a planned event will not take place. Yeah. Call off. Call off means cancel. The flight to Rome was called off, was cancelled. Due to why? Due to the heavy fog. Why was the meeting called off? The meeting was called off due to due to the lack of the members. Okay, thank you and very much and goodbye. See you next time.